This man is the last person alive on Earth. After 400 years, the human race has become extinct. The Earth remains only a pile of ruins surrounded by plants. So what happened to make the human race extinct? In 2067, Earth has been devastated by climate change and global war. Along with that are the increasingly scarce plants. The Earth's oxygen content has been drastically reduced from 21 to 3.3. It means that the air is only enough for humans to breathe for 40 minutes. The body will appear negative reactions. In this extremely bad living environment, people always encounter things that they cannot imagine. If you want to breathe new air, you can only buy it every day. Story begins. The main character is a tunnel worker for the city's power plant. That day, after coming home from work, his wife suddenly vomited blood because of breathing syngas for a long time. And his wife also suffered from respiratory diseases for many years. When Ethan was extremely worried about his wife, suddenly a person appeared looking for him. He and his colleagues were sent to an oxygen processing company, and Jack is the CEO of this company. They go to a room, and in front of them is a strange machine. Jack told them this was the time machine they invented. At the same time, the machine suddenly received the information from 400 years later. The content mentioned is to bring Ethan. They don't know why the future chose Ethan, only know if 400 years later the human race is not extinct. In the future, they will definitely solve the air problem. This is so stimulating. Now they are asking Ethan to go over it and let him bring back the oxygen recovery method, with the desire to save the Earth. Ethan's mind was extremely chaotic. In the end, Ethan decided to venture into the future. After the electricity appeared, Ethan succeeded in the future. After he regained consciousness, he did not dare to believe what was happening. A ruined city. After 400 years, the trees were lush. In the end, who changed this Earth? Through the guidance of experts, Ethan finds an architectural court. Unexpectedly, at the door, he discovered a corpse. Going up, he saw that there is a hole in the skull that was shot by bullets. Evidently, this body was attacked by humans. Ethan continues to research. This one is the wristband, the other is the equipment. The scene in front of him makes Ethan feel scared. This skeleton is of course his own, because he is not sure, so he picked it up for comparison. Suddenly this old device made a sound. He could hear his quarrel with someone there. The situation becomes extremely stressful. A sound rang out. That is the end for him. After learning what would happen himself, Ethan was extremely worried and insecure. Ultimately, who killed Ethan? It was evening when Ethan sat by the fire he had attended. Tonight he completely lost sleep. At the same time in the night, a ray of light suddenly appeared. The one who appeared was Ethan's colleague. He was also sent here to complete the task with Ethan. On the second day, the direction led them to a huge vault. Ethan accepted the responsibility to go first. Standing in front of the door, he just needs to wink the eye. The door will automatically open. Going inside, they discovered that this was a laboratory. Inside was a time machine that was still on. The top of the machine denotes the time from now until the end is 4 o'clock. This machine will reconnect to the machine in 2067 so they can return. At the same time, an image of one person appeared. This is Ethan's father. It turns out that 400 years ago he helped the company invent the time machine. Ethan can go to the time machine due to his father also arranged it. He really wants to see what happens in the future. Suddenly, the red siren made a sound. The control center has been without a repair for 400 years, so have the problem. If not in time to deal with it, this time machine is likely to explode. Because time was too fast, they quickly ran out to seek help from people in the future. But when they went to the slope, they saw an impossible thing. The sky is clear, the trees are lush. Seeing only the city, which was eventful, now turned into a ruin. Humans had not previously found a way to deal with oxygen. They walked into the city, saw many corpses. There was also the body of Ethan's wife, which caused him to lose motivation earlier. He has a dead body. The co-workers hurriedly came to comfort Ethan, letting him regain his spirit. At the same time, they only have 2 hours left to start the time machine. They decided to go back to the lab. The time is too short. The only measure might be to risk going into the high voltage room to handle. Although there are many dangers, they still try to fix it well. Not long after that, Ethan's father appeared once again, as if he were checking on them. The truth gradually emerged. It turned out that the year Ethan's father was at the time machine lab, there was a dispute with Jackson because they could not agree with each other. Jackson thinks that humanity has lost hope, so it is only for the human race to self-destruct. She just wanted to bring people into human civilization in the future. But Ethan's father didn't give up the chance to save human lives. refused to hand over the time machine. As a result, he was killed by Jackson. Because the machine has been locked by Ethan's father, the only one who can open it is also Ethan. That's why Jackson decided to put another person beside him. After Ethan has opened it, this guy will kill him. At the moment when his friend pointed at Ethan's head with a gun, he suddenly thought about the sentiment they had for many years. In the end, he can't finish the tasks, so decided to shoot himself with his gun. Only 30 minutes away from the time, on the other side, Jack has finished all preparations for the future world. Ethan knows that, if the present cannot be changed, the future of humanity will be destroyed. At the moment when the news arrived, Jackson was dumbfounded. They saw an object from the time machine. It turns out that Ethan brought the tree from the future world to the present. After he brought them back to the present, he ruined the time machine. So people in 2067 have no chance to be over there. At the same time, he cannot see his corpse. Perhaps history has changed. He sent back in 2067 a few trees of hope for humanity. Humans began to take advantage of those trees to change their living environment. The movie is here. It tells us that we have to protect the environment, or else their world will be destroyed. Thank you for watching.